our guy.
That's really good.
Try!
And who's your mom?
Rajari and Darryl.
My nickname's Porridge because I'm lovely.
My name is Durain, my mob is Jaren Direct Bait, and I want to be an all-star in the future.
It's not about us. This week is not about us. It's bigger than us.
Rugby league played a really important role in the complex relationships between Aboriginal people and the settlers.
As a society, we've never been able to sort of come together and agree on certain things, you know, but that was definitely one night we can agree on something. You know, the rugby league was something that brought us all together.
You always get the questions like, how Indigenous are you? Those questions just fuel me to be here.
People might be struggling with their identity. They want to be proud of themselves as Indigenous men and women. Come to the game, see the showcase and just feel that sense of pride.
And this is the time when the stories will be on the front page. This is the time when you'll hear about the background stories of our people, where you'll understand some of the things that our people have been for and what our players fight for.
Australia were hosting the World Cup, and that year they had a welcome to country game, Indigenous team versus a Māori team. It was then really I thought, no, this is amazing. Just the whole week, the experience that we had to be able to sort of connect with fans outside of being rugby league players, and just the feedback, I guess, from the players and from the community, the people come and supported us on that day was just amazing. And I just remember coming out of there thinking I was a different person, if that makes any sense. I mean, different in that I felt like the Preston that grew up in Tingha.
I think every year there's speculation about the validity of the game of All Stars. You know, the first thing we did on Monday night was ask each individual about what it meant for them to play in this game. Then we spoke about the importance, you know, the influence and inspiration we can have on community. And every single player in the room, you know, just said this is a dream of mine to play All Stars.
There wasn't even a top-level professional competition when All Stars started for the women. So we would have literally women coming from community carnivals, playing in All Stars, and then playing for the Jillaroos. The other structures didn't exist. The one big representative game you could always rely on was All Stars.
Davis Welsh ends up with it. She'll score.
All Stars is the epitome of everything in regards to footy, culture, identity. It's a place where you feel most safe culturally, especially in a rugby league environment.
It's culture, it's connecting to our elders, to our land, to our Māori brothers and sisters.
All Stars has been my why in rugby league for a really long time.
All Stars offers the opportunity to put the plight of our people in front of the wider media and the adversity we have faced and the adversity we continue to face.
Being a Māori person, I didn't fully understand the Indigenous side of things, or even little things like Australia Day or Invasion Day or what that meant to people. And talking to guys like Cody Walker and Latrell, understanding the things they had to go through, I guess it's about education. Once I understood those things, especially with like Cody's story, that inspired me to be like, well, you know what? People just need to know.
To me, it's about representing your mob, your community, your family, all of our people, and rugby league is the vehicle that sort of drives us to get there.
It's just something that every year that you look forward to, and you sort of, it sets you up for a good year too. And I've had times where I've been injured in pre-season and I push through just to make sure that I'm actually available for this game.
It's a time for us to not only showcase our talent in footy, but to connect to our people and to show them that there is a platform for them to showcase their talent, our culture, and kind of immerse themselves fully into it.
All Stars is where I want to be each year.
I'd heard so much from boys like Jack, Cody, Trell that this camp's the best week ever. But actually being here, it's like, I know what they're talking about and I know, yeah, it's mad.
Two phases. Our first one's going to be moving powerful and moving fast.
There's a really big turnover in First Nations people within our elite spaces of our game, and we've been able to have a steady growth over the last few years, and a large part of that is to the All Stars program. The girls come in, they get to work on who they are, what they stand for, and what values they have from a cultural lens, and then be able to take that back into their NRLW spaces.
We're starting to find younger girls who are coming through that maybe aren't as culturally strong. So for me, it's really important to make sure that these camps, when they come here, they get an understanding of what it means to represent the jersey, what has come in the past, what they can do now in the present, and of course, where they can go to in the future and how they can instill that into other people.
All Stars offers the opportunity for our players to interact and immerse themselves in the community, and our community might be going through tough times, and to sit and chat with a player and for our players to engage with them. You know, those people that are going through those tough times, it's an opportunity to get away from that.
A lot of boys come in with empty cups, and then, you know, this camp is where it's like, it fills you up, gives you so much knowledge about, you know, things that you've missed out in life. Like when I was young, I didn't have all these pathways that kids have now where they can talk language, you know, so I'm missing that big piece about myself. So, you know, coming in here, I'm just soaking up everything I can culturally.
The space is needed. We want to talk about moving our country forward in reconciliation. We want to talk about providing education to the wider of Australia. We talk about celebrating First Nations people. Well, All Stars plays a big role in that. What we do across the week plays a big role in that. How we elevate our players to be vocal about that throughout the year is a part of that.
We had a guy share the other night, a player share the other night, and he just said that's the first time I've ever shared in a team environment. He said I would never do that in clubland.
For me, it's a big reset. Coming here is just where I can be myself and feel connected and feel uplifted as well.
It's always chaos, it's always busy. That's what's so special about it. There's always something next, and whether that's going out to community, going out to country and getting education from our aunties, or even having dinner together.
The players get to spend a lot of time talking about culture and practicing, you know, different dances and learning culture. So that's really important. But all in all, like, it's a jam-packed week. We try and get as much culture as we can and tick off some rugby league along the way.
First game I hadn't played NRL. It gave me that opportunity to have that self-belief in myself with my rugby league career, because I didn't know if I had what it took to play. And yeah, I got my opportunity. I scored in my first game. I remember I went to put the ball down, I nearly passed out. That's what it is. It just gives kids opportunities to prove to themselves and to other people that they've got what it takes to play NRL, and it also gives you opportunity to showcase who you are as a, you know, Indigenous man, but for me, a Quandamooka man.
When All Stars first started, it was more that development space, but now this is the elite pathway. These girls, every single player here is contracted or on the verge of contracts, you know, to play at that NRLW level, and that makes me proud to see so many First Nations women be able to not only play the sport they love, but be able to share this experience.
I think the evolution of All Stars from when I first started to now has just been the amount of girls who, when they first start, they might not be as connected to their cultural journey as others. They might be new, they might be old, it might be, you know, really fresh for them. But after that camp or after that week, after that experience, they come out so much more culturally enriched, or they're asking questions, they want to know more. And then you see them come back the next year and they're strong and they're fearless.
They just leave here with a better headspace, a better mentality, and they just want to be cultural warriors. Like, they just want to go out and represent their people and know that they can have a voice and have a whole team of sisters that they can fall back on.
Hey guys, it's Josh Curran here on NITV. Who's your favourite Indigenous player?
I don't know. Cody Walker.
And your team is?
Rabbitohs.
Tallis Duncan. South Sydney! Tell me Bulldogs, man. Say Josh Curran.
Josh.
I'm guessing you're a South supporter as well?
Nah, Redcliffe.
Redcliffe?
Josh Kerr.
Favourite football team?
Melbourne Storm.
Any Bulldogs supporters here?
I'm going to say Josh Adokar.
I go for the Bulldogs, of course.
It's my guy.
Who's your mob and where are you from?
I'm Bobby Law and I'm a proud Warramai Dunghutti woman.
Proud Wiradjuri woman, but born and raised in Western Sydney.
I'm Kempsey and my mob is Dunghutti.
Harley Murphy, Mallory, born on Durry land.
Ready up! Who is the biggest pest?
If it's not Shaylee Ben, I would say Quincy Dodd.
Don't listen to her.
Other than you?
Definitely Grace Kemp. She's just been ratting around, eh? Probably Chapo.
Yep. I could agree.
Balls off the ground. Got you here,
Who has stood out for you this week?
Maybe you, Quincy. No, only because you interviewed me. But I just think as a leader, you've really grown this year.
Good job. Now get one inside.
You know what the good thing about this though? Everyone's a leader in our team. Some advice to next generation coming through.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It is daunting, but that's the only way that we do learn, so we have to make those mistakes to get better.
Always wise words from you, eh?
You're looking very Olympic today, girls.
Insight into the way I like to coach the team. Let them do the work.
Hey, I'm just used to Wayno. Wayno's first thing, no shaking hands.
Well, I'm not like that.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I want to feel the love. Obviously, it's a short week in terms of training load. Whatever their strength is, we want to find that. If it's good, we want it to be great. But yeah, for me, it's about giving them ownership and building them up, giving them belief and confidence.
You don't even need to ask that question. We know you've got what it takes.
You know, everyone has that respect for Ronnie, and he doesn't have to say much, we just do it for him.
Make sure they're really controlled around that play 4 and 5, so we're set up to kick, yeah?
The thing we like to see at training is just having fun. Like, I think at the end of the day, when you're a young guy playing the game, that's what you do, you play it for fun. And rugby league's such a serious sport, such a big business. You know, we want our players we want them to release the shackles and enjoy it.
Oh! TB, Connor!
Try!
When we're training and we're playing, we go to work. When we're off, we connect. I heard chill a couple of times, I heard anchor a couple of times. That just needs to be consistent.
If there were a lot more Jess Skinners in the world would be a much better place. She's a genuinely amazing human. She's kind, she's caring, but also she's super intelligent. And she knows her footy, she understands us, she understands culture, and she's the perfect person to be in this job.
Oh, man, you really want the most caps, don't you, Quince?
She's such a caring soul, and she just wants to do the best for her people. And that's something that's so special to me.
We play a different style of footy as mob. Sometimes the girls get stuck in some structural ways, but here they get to have freedom to play how they like to, but still have a fallback shape if we need to make them feel confident too. And that's probably it, just making sure that they feel confident on and off the field.
I look up to her as a big sister. She has done amazing things, not only for the game, but again, for our culture in this space.
I've always been searching for a black, strong female as a role model, and I kept searching for that within this space, and now I'm becoming that female mentor. That actually gives me a real sense of purpose in the game, and I feel like I am making a bit of a change.
We've been really working hard on making sure that the staff involved in All Stars are Aboriginal. So we had Aboriginal female and male coaches. This year we had our first Indigenous doctor. We have assistant coaches that are Aboriginal. Our conditioning staff are Aboriginal. We've been working really hard to provide those opportunities.
Was that the last table?
Pretty sure, what?
Yeah. I'm on an early kick. Even if you feel like you've got some momentum and you want to go early.
When Ronnie first came onto the scene, I didn't know too much about him. I knew who he was, but since he's come in, he's changed everything massively. I think culturally, every year you feel more connected, more spiritually stronger. He's brought in some guys that have done a great job with that as well. But Ronnie himself has been a great coach, a great mentor for young Indigenous guys.
Let's get your hands in. Yeah, bit more chat.
I'm Bobby. Oh, yep. We're on mob deep, ready?
Yeah. Mob one! Mob deep!
When I took over in 2023, our December camp, it was a really good opportunity to set some really clear value systems around what we want our girls to be, not just in All Stars Week, but the whole year. So we facilitated a really cool working shot with the girls in yarn and circles with the girls in that camp around what All Stars means to them, what's their responsibility outside the week, and we came up with some really cool value systems, particularly culturally led, and one of the words that just encompassed it all the way through was mob deep.
Mob one! Mob deep!
Mob deep for me is really, really special in that I heard that phrase when I was kind of growing up, and it's, you know, that whole when your back's against the wall and, you know, there's nowhere else to go, the only way you can go is forward, but let's not go forward alone, let's go forward together.
We actually wanted to pick one word that really dug deep with us, and it happens on the field, and we might be tired, we might be buggered, but we hear that mob deep and we're just like, let's switch on, and it's a word that reconnects us and builds us even stronger.
If it all goes to shit, what do? You look after each other. We're driven by community for community as well, so we need to make sure that we uphold our responsibilities there, and that's really what mob deep is in essence, and then also trying to get the girls to think beyond the football field in terms of who they are, and their journey culturally. We need our women to be culturally strong in this space and in this game, and to then use this game as a driver or a platform to then keep elevating our people, and that's the biggest responsibility in All Stars that we don't take lightly.
I suppose the most important thing to me about culture is the opportunity to just go on a journey to continuously learning, because there's things that, I find out each and every day that I didn't know, and I love learning.
You're born into a family, a mob. I'm a proud Aboriginal woman. I've been brought into responsibility of cultural heritage and care for my community and care for my land, and that's been something that's been instilled in me from a young age. Each one of my family members have different roles within community, and it means so much to me.
I think for me, to begin with, it was a bit more about discovering who I was myself. I wasn't really as confident in being a strong Indigenous man as I was growing up, and I feel like as you get older, you understand that you're a bit more of a role model to your younger cousins and family and other people as well. And I feel like this camp, when I first came in, gave me my identity, and I feel like it's made me stronger culturally.
I didn't grow up around culture. I didn't start learning about culture and my roots until I was in year 9 and 10. But for me, the most important thing is carrying on our traditions and learning from elders and aunties, being able to take them back home and share them with my siblings and my family and get them interested and excited about culture.
Because everyone's had a different journey in terms of their own culture, their own background. And so these opportunities allow them to come together, share that story and be able to pass them on. Now, at all levels, so this is the elite. We want to take this all the way down to community rugby league, and these girls are going to be the absolute icons and the role models to be able to do that.
I have my first baby on the way this year too, and I want to, have my little boy to grow up and be strong within himself and look at his old man and see I want to be like that one day. I think for me it's just about having a strong identity, being proud of who I am to show my family and all those around me.
Now, but culturally you came in and you really enhanced the team, particularly with the war cry, the unity dance there. You brought a lot of culture to it as a dancer and made the boys feel proud. What was behind all of that?
I think it's the way I was brought up. That's a credit to my family and all the boys back home who I dance with, and they enforced it that whenever we dance and whenever we represent our people, it means something. And when you're out there dancing, I get goosebumps every time I talk about it. But when I'm out there shaking a leg, I'm not shaking a leg just for myself or for my mob back home. It's for all the ancestors and everything that come before me. It's important to know who we are and where we come from.
You don't get to, do the war cry every day. Just to be able to do it with the bunch of boys that we have now is going to be really special. And I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking about it. More than excited to put on that jersey with the boys this week.
We started a dance back in 2017 that was actually played at Newcastle, my hometown. So as the captain of the team, we thought that it would be really good to be able to represent our communities and show a unity dance to the girls that we're playing against. It was more about reconciliation. We're playing against the Australian All Stars teams, the best of the Jillaroos, really.
We come from so many different places, so it'd be impossible to try and, take a little bit from each of our communities and add it to a dance, because the team changes every year. So for the unity dance, it incorporates the 4 elements of the earth, essentially, and it talks to how we might all come from different places, but when we're here, we're together as one, we're united.
Yeah, the dance is forever evolving and moving, but it's really about unity, and it's really about bringing women together no matter what country they're from. But then for me as a head coach, it's really important that I follow the responsibilities of local custodians. It's not my lands, and so every year you'll see that our custodians also play a massive role in the dance as well and supporting us on country.
We always come down each night and do an hour session, and we always want to make sure we practice and do it the right way, because we know how important it is to our mob and our culture. And when we do perform it on a rugby league field, it gives more strength and more power for those next generation kids coming through to practice and learn how to dance, because we're all coming from different journeys here.
Once you're out there and you've done the dance, it's good. It just gives you goosebumps and it motivates you even more. And it's like let's go.
I love when we come into a camp that's in a different location from the year before, because we get an opportunity to meet with the traditional custodians of, the land that we're having our camp on or playing at. So we're actually learning more about the cultures around us, not just our own.
This year's very special to me. I've had my two aunties come in that are from this land here, and they've showed me around everywhere already. I went this morning with them just down to the Parramatta River there, and hearing their stories is pretty incredible. That's now a part of my journey as well.
Rugby league works in a weird way. It's like our modern day corroboree. You know, it's what people love to watch football. Gets them out of doing things and makes them do things. So yeah, getting out with community, especially Indigenous community, give them something to look forward to. It's really important.
You know, I've been that young kid sitting at home in community, wanting to connect, wanting to know what people are doing, wanting to learn more about my culture. For us to be able to do that for young kids back in communities is really important. And I love that our group is so diverse and, you know, we all look a little bit differently, we all talk a little bit different. You know, there might be kids at home who look a little bit like Gracie Kemp, for instance, and, you know, there might be a little redhead Murray or Koori girl sitting back at home thinking, oh, gosh, look, Gracie Kemp, she looks like me. I can do this. I can learn more about my culture. I can dance. I can play footy. You know, or they might look like me, you know, a little bit darker features and wear a bun on their head or whatever it might be and think, oh, you know, I could be like her.
Just showing community and kids, like, especially like kids like me from the country, that there are people that have done it and are paving way for kids to do it as well, because kids can't be what they can't see.
Well, I remember 2008, we had the Welcome to Country game as part of the World Cup, and it was the first time for my generation to come together and play for an Indigenous team. I was actually lucky enough. I was one of the only players, I think myself and Dennis Moran were the only two that were originally picked in the 1999 Indigenous team that played against Papua New Guinea up in Cairns. It was 9 years later, and another Indigenous team came round for the Welcome to Country game against the New Zealand Māori team at the Sydney Football Stadium.
Bouncing off defenders, Yaloon Gordon has scored for the Green Time to put an exclamation mark on the performance, and they win the trophy.
I had to design myself around the rugby league culture in order to be successful and achieve something, you know, so whilst doing that, I didn't realise I was getting so far away from who I was as a young person. And it's such a beautiful culture. There's so much that week that I learnt about how beautiful it was.
I think back in 2008 when we played that first game against the Maoris in the World Cup, and it was a local exhibition game for us, and asking the players back then what they know about their culture and how much do they know about their culture, and it was, you know, obviously eye-opening to see that some of them knew and some of them didn't.
Fast forward a couple of years, the first All Stars in 2010 come around, and it's just grown from then. The reasons some of us play in that game may be very, very different, but the thing that makes it all the same is that it connects us, and what we get out of it might be very different, and we might feel it differently, but that's what it's all about. It's all about connection.
These boys today are proud Indigenous men, and, you know, guys like Latrell, guys like Nico Hines, Cody Walker, these guys are role models for our juniors coming through, not just the boys but the girls as well, and how they speak and how they carry themselves within the social media it is something special. And, you know, back then you'd only get one or two getting up and do the shake a leg, but now, mate, you can't stop them from doing it. So that's how much it's grown over the last couple of years.
It was a great initiative, and, you know, it took a lot of foresight and courage and, I suppose, commitment and determination from a lot of guys to make sure they got this over the line. But I feel those initial discussions when we're in camp about let's get together more and we don't want to wait as long for this, that sort of lit the fire. And then some guys that know their rugby league, like Matty Francis and those guys, just sitting with Preston and talking, and they saw how passionate Presto was. They knew they had the brains behind their initiative to come up with something that would really work.
The All Stars concept was the first time Women's Rugby League was televised live. It was the first time that we actually were able to demonstrate the viability of it as a product. So it's really important from that perspective, because it really challenged a lot of myths that people had about, you know, it might be great that you all want to, you know, have a go at rugby league, but no one really wants to watch it. And All Stars proved that they did. So it's been fantastic to help speed up the process of Women's Rugby League being recognised in Australia.
Hey, mate, there you go, brother. What's happening, bro?
I'm Eva McEwen.
and she's our debutant for this weekend. Give us a highlight of the week so far.
I don't know, being around you girls, you know, the connection, you know, I really feel it, and I love you girls.
How's the week been?
No, it's been good again. It's good to see all the young, fresh faces come in and get their opportunity. You know, I'm excited to watch some young kid hopefully shoot off in the stardom this weekend.
The significance of the two cultures coming together, it's an extremely important plight that needs to be highlighted. Fortunately for me, I've been in New Zealand for the last period of time, and I've seen what they're going through in terms of their treaty, and both cultures are still, you know, fighting for equality. So this is an opportunity to really highlight the plight of both people.
There's that shared understanding that, you know, we've got to keep our culture ongoing. We need to keep our songlines and our bloodlines and all those things really, really strong so that, you know, eventually we don't want those to fade out. We want those to stay strong and stay as powerful as we can. And to do that, we need games like this.
We've got a tremendous amount of respect for the Māori girls and their culture and everything they stand for. They're proud, they're strong, they're fearless, and you know, we're really excited to get out there and show what I guess women's football's all about, women's rugby league's all about.
Yeah, obviously we play a game of footy and we put our hearts out there and we give everything, but at the same time we got issues that need addressing and need a bit of light. I think with this week, what it gives us a chance to do is bring those to light, have conversations and, I guess, understandings.
So I feel that the differences are massive between the two cultures. There are a lot of similarities, but the differences have brought us together. And the more we learn about their culture, the more they learn about our culture, it elevates both of us.
We play for our people, and that's why we dig so deep in the game. But afterwards, we're mates again, and we're all over each other because we are one at the end of the day. But on that field, it's a different story.
How's the week been in camp so far? It's been so good. It's always the best week of the year, and sad that we're already, you know, game days.
Learn a lot about yourself and your people. It's really good to reconnect.
Not like what I was expecting it to be honest. I thought it was going to be more footy like it's been for the last few months in pre-season, but it's just been, reconnecting with the culture.
Going back to my room with a smile on my face every night, so.
Getting to learn new dances and songs. I feel like it's something that's not really done in my local community as much. I don't really get as much access to it, so to be able to have so many aunties here is really special.
Shout out to the Bob and Kempsey. Shout out to the Bob and Sally and Jumbin.
All Stars is such an important game. It's not only showcasing like our culture, but it's giving, I guess, hope and a chance to those young ones back home. Being put on this platform and, I guess, putting on this jersey, you're not only representing mob from back home and playing the game we all love, but we're also showcasing to these kids out west, for example, that there is a pathway for them.
Our players get the opportunity to influence people through inspiration to go on and possibly be doctors or lawyers or play NRL or, you know, whatever it is, a young kid from Saibai Island or Condobolin or the top camp in Moree. That's what our players, they get to affect or influence change. And, you know, long term, if they influence someone enough, that could be generational change. So we can't let the enormity or the magnitude of that be lost on us. So I think if the game didn't exist, it'd be a really sad blight on the game because it's just an opportunity for change for our people.
I believe that we need to change the thoughts and minds of the NRL clubs to understand that this is a representative game, and for some of our women and men, it might be the pinnacle of their representative careers. And I think that if we have open mind to the fact that this is a representative game and it equals Origin and the Kangaroos, then we may be able to see a shift in what that looks like for our players.
Shout out to the Duck and Dog mob.
Shout out to my Biripi mob.
Shout out to the Warramai, Biripi, Radger and Gulbenki mobs. What's that about it?
I actually wouldn't mind seeing an Indigenous All Stars team in Pac Champs. You know, if some players don't get picked for Australia, they go back and play for Samoa or for Tonga. So Why can't Indigenous players do that for their heritage?
You know, there's an opportunity for the game to be brave now and make this more than just one game. And that's probably better placed at the back end of the year, where we get a chance to play against the Cook Islands, Fiji, the Māori team. We could prepare teams to play in a World Cup, you know, as warm-up matches, different things like that. I think it just needs a total revamp in how it actually looks.
I'd like to see a lot of First Nations women with NRLW contracts to really take over this space. We've got so much talent in this country, and it's just giving our mob an opportunity to be able to display that talent.
People just have no idea what it means. When I first came in, I was so nervous about my game and stuff. I didn't want to stuff up on the field, but then looking out into the crowd and seeing these young kids and like people, I remember seeing people with tears in their eyes. It's just crazy because I remember watching people like the reaction of when, like, say, Josh Adokar scores a try and he does a shake leg.
And he's a popular man here, and a celebration to suit.
You see the reaction, you see what the people do, how excited they get, and it's like, how can you just sit there and say this game doesn't mean nothing to people?
We're not just an all-star for 1 month of the year, we're an all-star for the whole year. And I think if was there a chance to split it up, to have 3 games, that would be awesome. But as long as the game's still growing, I think that's the most important thing for me.
I personally wouldn't like to see girls having to pick between playing an all-stars game for their mob and then picking to play for their country. So if we can find a balance where they can do both and use the platform to elevate our people even more, that would be an ideal space.
Look, I think there's a number of reasons why this game must continue to be on the front page of what we're doing at the NRL in Pathways. The impact in community is amazing. We don't know what lives we've changed out there for the better, and you can never measure what lives you've saved or what careers you've been able to develop off the back of someone being inspired by some of the actions through All Stars, or the positivity and the strength and the encouragement it gives to young Indigenous people out there, and the ability to believe in themselves. I think that's created a massive ripple effect of change for our people out there.
The message that you want to continue is just around that connection piece. If more people can connect with us, and if we have an opportunity to connect with other diverse groups, there'll be more understanding. You know, and I know there's always going to be conflict, there's always going to be issues that come up, but where we can connect more, I think we can handle or manage those situations a lot quicker and a lot more appropriately.
Wayne told me, do you know you're in the All Stars? And I said no, and he said, well, you do now, and just walked away.
No ways, I will not say that.
Oh, no. I won't go down that way. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus.
Oh, let's go!
Good, Jess out there, sorry. That was Jess.
Give him the ball. Give him the ball.
Oh, I can't not smile.
Who do you think's the best dancer? You're looking right at it.
Show me a bit of a move.
All Stars is great. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can rant on.
Awesome, as always.
One take.